Most of you know how quickly a rumor starts, especially talk about sex, violence, or political intrigue. Add Nazi war criminals to the mix, and soon you have a first-class mystery, not just a rumor. The Villa Winter fits definitely the label of first-class mystery. With tunnel systems that reached for miles and rooms known as torture chambers. What did really happen in this villa? And is it all a rumor, or does there lie some horrible truth in all of this? Today we're going to take a look into the Villa Winter. The Villa Winter stands in a remote corner of the main Canary island of Fuerteventura. The Canaries are an island chain of Spanish territory situated about 110 kilometers off the coast of Morocco. There are 8 main islands and about 40 smaller ones. The population of the islands today is just over 2 million. With a relatively small and isolated population where many people know each other, rumors about a secretive German building a fortress-like villa were bound to draw attention. Some of those rumors survive to this day. Gustav Winter was born in the famous Black Forest of Germany in 1893. He trained as an engineer. Sometime before 1930, Winter had begun to work in Spain. During that time, he built a power plant on Gran Canaria, the most famous of the Canary Islands. We say sometime before 1930 because depending on what source you look at or what various groups of people say, the dates of Winter's arrival in Spain and the Canaries differ. Some believe he arrived in Spain during the First World War and built the villa in 1937. In that year, the Spanish Civil War was raging, a war that Nazi Germany was very much involved in sending weapons, planes, and personnel to the Spanish fascists under Francisco Franco. The Spanish government says that Winter arrived in 1947, 2 years after World War II ended. However, rumors and stories among the islanders have Winter in the Canaries in the 1920s. Mystery number 1. Some say that Winter arrived with a suit full of cash. This was supposedly money from the German Air Force chief and the number 2 Nazi, Hermann Göring, to construct a military base. Mystery number 2. General Franco, whose government was indebted to Nazi Germany, sent a division to fight with the Germans against the Soviet Union. He is infamous for hiding accused German war criminals in Spain or helping them to escape. The most famous of these was Hitler's supercommando Otto Skorzeny, who had rescued Mussolini from captivity in 1943. It can be agreed that Winter purchased an entire section of Fuerteventura Island, the Jandia Peninsula, and built a sort of Romanesque villa. Included in the building was a 9-meter tower that had a 360-degree view. Naturally, the tower was supposed to have at times housed either a machine gun or a searchlight for the signaling of ships and planes, Nazi ships and aircraft. Though there is a large fuse box on the tower's wall, there is no evidence of anything else being mounted to the tower. Shortly before she passed, Herr Winter's widow is reported to have said that the couple simply liked the building style and that it was built in an excellent spot to take advantage of agricultural possibilities. Mystery number 3. In the late 1800s and the early 1900s, it was not unusual for European men of means to fantasize about owning a large estate in an isolated colony where they could rule their own domain, so to speak. In a place like the Canary Islands, an already private man might indulge such a dream. Many still do so today, for example, Johnny Depp's famous private island in the Bahamas. The 1930s were rife with political intrigue in Europe in the aftermath of the Spanish Civil War and the upcoming World War II, which Hitler knew he would wage all along. Things got strange sometimes. A wall was built around the immediate property but still quite a distance from the villa. Armed guards patrolled the walls and a security gate controlled access. Anyone wanting to go inside the villa needed permission from Mr. Winter himself. The visitors would have to walk up a cleared dirt track, rumored to be built by inmates at a local concentration camp. The fascists in Spain had plenty of them. There was also a primitive airstrip built some distance away. Spaniards allowed into the villa are said to have spoken about what they saw inside. The attic space was covered from floor to ceiling inside by ceramic tiles. Some said this was to prevent eavesdropping. There were 5 other rooms, a kitchen, a dining and informal living area, and 3 bedrooms. The stories went that a cellar below everything led to a tunnel system, which led to a secret U-boat pen. During the war, there were several sinkings of Allied and other merchant ships in the area. However, this was likely because the route from or around South Africa from English and French possessions in the area meant it was a high-traffic zone even before the war. Still, it was also rumored that Gustav Winter had built and designed a shipyard in France before he arrived in the Canary Islands, so he had the knowledge to create a large naval base. Still, no evidence of a base large enough to hold a World War II U-boat has ever been found. Still, in 2019, a series was broadcast in the US called Secret Nazi Bases. The episode on Villa Winter showed some tunnels and basement rooms. What's more, the walls of these rooms and tunnels were estimated to be nearly 1.5 meters thick. and arch-shaped, which would likely withstand more than one direct hit from most bombs used during World War II. A caretaker working for the Spanish government looks after the place today. In 2019, the man, Pedro Fumero, told the TV crew that he had played as a kid in the basement and had seen old, rusted shackles on the walls in what must have been a torture chamber. He also claimed to have wanted to dig further down into the tunnels, but was told by the Spanish authorities that this was not possible. Pedro used the word forbidden, but we do not know whether these officials were hiding a secret or were keeping Pedro from hurting himself due to the instability of the ground or something related. Most people are sure that the Villa Winter was not used as a secret U-boat base. Many German naval records fell into Allied hands after the war. Moreover, the Allies broke the German submarine code early in the war, and the keys to them were never changed. They picked up much information that the Germans believed to be secret. Why would they not have found out about a submarine base? And consider this, if the Allies had even the slightest idea that the islands held a German submarine base, they would not have been overly concerned about Spain's reaction to a naval or commando raid, especially in the last years of the war when Franco realized Allied victory over Hitler was assured. But still, those tunnels. The consensus among those who have looked into the mystery of Villa Winter is that for at least a short time it was used as a waypoint for escaped Nazis heading to Latin America. Rumors also persist of a secret lab where German war criminals were operated on and given new faces. If that were the case, wouldn't Josef Mengele, Adolf Eichmann, and Franz Stangl, the most notorious and wanted escaped Nazis, have had their faces changed? There was no lab. However, in many cases of Nazi war criminals who fled Europe after World War II, the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, the Spanish government, and the intelligence services of the USA and the UK were involved in the escape of these criminals from justice. This was only truly made public in the late 70s and 80s. Additionally, a post-war German government was found to have many more records about these individuals than they first let on. Could there be explosive new evidence about the Villa Winter hiding in some well-guarded archive somewhere? If we ever find out, we'll let you know. We hope you enjoyed our video. Please leave a comment down below about your thoughts and don't forget to like it. Subscribe to the channel as an offering to the gods of the algorithm, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.